Oh, I'm sorry.
If you come away with nothing else from this evening, you should at least remember this fashion tip that I have for you. Get yourself a guitar and just wear it everywhere. It's the ultimate fashion accessory. You don't even have to learn how to play it, but it just makes you look so cool. I'm going to introduce a whole line of mute guitars that you can wear. Anyway, we come to the Q&A portion of the show. In case you were here early enough, we had an iPad set up in the lobby somewhere, and you could ask me a question, and now I will answer those questions.
Hey Todd, I'm just checking to see how it was like playing some David Bowie music over in Reykjavik. I'm letting you know it was a great show. Thanks a lot for all your music. Thank you.
Yeah, in case you don't know what he's talking about, it was like last October-ish, I think. I got asked to participate in a David Bowie tribute and play in essentially one place, 2 nights. It was Reykjavik in Iceland, and we played with an orchestra, with a full orchestra on I think it was the second night or something like that. So it's pretty exciting, and I got to sing. I got all the best Bowie songs. I got like Ground Control, Major Tom, and I got Changes, and so it was a lot of fun for me because I got a lot of the cool material. And who knows? It could possibly happen again, because that show kind of forms and unforms and then forms again, and they go to different parts of the world. And who knows? I might do it again.
Todd, you've traveled a lot in your life, geographically and otherwise. What religions and cultures have made the biggest impact on you to this day?
Well, I mean, religions, from my standpoint, having traveled around the world, are more a product of the culture that they come from than they are, religions don't necessarily change cultures. Cultures adapt religions to their sort of local norms, which is why in some places they enforce a very severe and strict form of Islam, and then in other places, historically, for instance, Turkey was a place where everybody was supposed to be able to practice whatever they wanted, so it's a much more seemingly benign version, I guess. But the place and the culture that impressed me the most was actually Nepal. I recommended you just get on a plane and go there. No, I haven't been there in a long time. I don't know what it's like anymore. But it was just a fun place to visit because there are a lot of different religions there, but you couldn't go like 20 paces without a little shrine of some kind everywhere with flowers and nuts and little offerings to it. So it was the most kind of, and yet, it doesn't seem like anything's being imposed on you. Great experience, especially if you go right outside of Kathmandu to Bodhanath Stupa, where all of the expat Tibetans are. They're really cool.
Hey Todd, how are you? Would you ever think of making Philadelphia your permanent home again, along with Hawaii? Thank you very much.
I don't know whether you can make 2 places permanent. I always enjoy when I come to Philadelphia. I always enjoy coming back and going to the places that I remember and stuff. I have always had a high opinion of the city. It's a great cultural place, and the Parkway and the museums and stuff, all part of my upbringing. However, and Little Pete's, where's Little Pete's gone? But that's why we don't stay at the Warwick anymore. Little Pete's is gone. So, but I don't know, in the summertime, I could live here, but not in the winter time.
Seconds.
Hey Todd, when you did the album a cappella, could you describe the process of recording that in the days before Pro Tools and multi-tracking, when you had to do all those vocal parts one piece at a time? Loved that album.
Terrific, thank you. Actually, that was an album that had been like rolling around in my head for a while. A concept had been in my head for a while, but it wasn't until I got my first sampler that I thought it'd be practical to do, because I didn't just want to do a bunch of barbershop songs or something. You know, I wanted it to be an interesting musical experience and not limited to a single genre. So I got my first sampler, which was an emulator or something like that. That allowed me to make funny beatbox noises and other sorts of things, or make, you know, sing a tone and then be able to play a chord on the keyboard. So the technology actually was one of the things that made it possible for me to do that. Ironically enough, I did a whole bunch of like really funny things during that recording, things that I had heard like the Beatles do, like on Miracle in the Bazaar, there's this very thick vocal texture, and what I did was sang a note and recorded it on a 2-track machine and sang it as long as I could, and then I taped it into a big long loop like this, and then recorded like 3 minutes of just that one loop going like that, and then essentially did that for every note that I wanted and played the console like it was a keyboard, pushing up the various notes and things to make the chords that I wanted. So that was an interesting thing, I think, if you're really egg-headed. Let's have a fun question.
Hey Todd, Lizzie from California. I spent a lot of time on airplanes traveling to see your shows. I was wondering, do you have any iPad games that you can recommend to help me pass the time?
iPad games to recommend. I am something of an Angry Birds fanatic. I play Angry Birds Friends because they have a new game like every couple of days. And I have been on several occasions #1 in the world at Angry Birds. That's something you can brag to your kids about, but I don't understand why you guys are impressed. I found myself though, you know, like doing something that I didn't think I had any interest in, but it occupies a lot of time, and that is jigsaw puzzles on my iPad. I've got a sort of a thing that has a daily jigsaw, and it takes me at least an hour to do those. So that's an hour that I spend not getting out of bed. So yeah, I recommend jigsaw puzzles. One more. There are no more. I guess I've just said everything there is to say, and no one has any more questions. I guess we better play some music.